Hi Google. This video is for the verification of my Boxcar Notes application. I wrote this application mostly for myself to organize some notes that I'm working through, but logging in as to an application in test mode is cumbersome, so I'm trying to streamline that. And to that end, I've given it more of like a public face. After you log in, you see this is the staging area for the app. It browses the contents of your Google Drive. You can see there's a notes folder and a test project folder. This matches what I have here, notes and test project. If I go back, it wants you to set a folder to be the project folder. I'm going to make a new one. We'll call it verification project. Great. There you go. Now you can see there's a verification project folder. And if I go back to my drive, here it is. It created that folder. I'm going to set that as the project folder. Okay, now the folders and files is taken on a slightly different look. It's not a big deal. Down here, you can now select and create chapters. And here's the blocks that you can make. These blocks are the main feature of the app. Each block represents a text file inside the project folder. You can add empty blocks, type something in them, and then you can rearrange them. You can also create chapters, which are logical units to store the blocks. New chapter, submit. And there you can see my new chapter is there, new chapter 2. There's another chapter. And then I can add some more blocks. Maybe type something in this one. And then move it to another chapter. Move. And now when I go to that other chapter, there it is. This is what the app is about. The other major feature in this app is that you can browse these files. Well, first, before we browse too much, let's look at the contents of the drive so far. In the drive, so far, these two folders have been untouched. We've been working inside the project folder. You can see we've got the 3 blocks that I created and a manifest. The manifest, if I were to organize this and point out what's going on here, you'd see that each one of these blocks is assigned to a chapter. 2 of them are going to be in the staging area. ID, file path. One of them is in this new chapter. That's where we moved it. So that's the current contents of the project folder. And now, if we go into our notes, you can select some text file that maybe you want to add. Maybe I pick this one. Okay, so here I've got this block, and maybe I decide I want to copy and paste parts of it. Here, I'll drag it out so it's easier for me to deal with. Copy and paste, or cut and paste part of it over there. Control Enter, and now that should be gone. Good. And now I can move this over to another chapter. And you can see when I go over to that other chapter, my block is there, right? If I go into the project, I don't know if you got a good look at it, but originally this text file had 3 major blocks of these these sort of statements about the law coming from Psalm chapter 119. And moving over to the project, if I refresh this, you can see there are 4 blocks registered in the project right now. They all say staging area block, probably because that's where they were created. But in the manifest, I'm pretty sure it should indicate what chapter they belong to. New chapter 2. If I were to create the block while I was looking at another chapter, its name would be the other chapter, and then the block name, and then a timestamp to enforce that these are unique file names. Importantly, for verification with Google, we should now look at what this project is doing to my actual files on the drive. It's designed to not affect these at all. It doesn't write to them, it only copies them. So if I go into more notes, you'll see that my files are still here. This still has all 3 paragraphs that it had before. I cut out the middle one and moved it to a different chapter. It just made a copy of the file here and then manipulated that copy. The last thing that the project does is I can save the project, and that just updates the manifest to make sure everything is up to date. It does that automatically as I go, but just in case you made some changes and you're not sure, you can always press save. I get nervous like that sometimes. You could also dump the file to an output folder. So if I dump, then if you had the console, you can see it's creating a folder. I have some logging messages here. It's creating text files for each chapter that you've made. And the text files show the blocks in the order that they appear here, according to the manifest. We'll go look at them. So now, if I refresh this, you should see there's a new folder inside my project folder called output. And it has each chapter with the contents of that chapter, and it concatenates the blocks to make them into one text file before it outputs them. It concatenates them in order so that you can sort of rearrange your chapters as however you want and then output them. And if I save the project again, we're going to go back over here and dump one more time. See, first thing it did this time was renamed the existing output folder to archive and gave it a timestamp. And then it gives us the new output folder, and it puts the new text files in them so that you don't lose your old versions of your project. See, I've got my archive, has the same stuff, and then my output. So this project is designed to be kind of safe for the existing files on your Google Drive. I'm not collecting any data. It's all here on my GitHub, which you can reach from here using the little link on Streamlit. It takes you right. In case that's not good enough, you can also reach it from here. The source is all right here, and you're welcome to look through it. There's not actually a lot here. It's just a couple of files to look at. There's the book organizer. So Streamlit app, this kind of loads the UI at first. Book organizer, this is the all the major components of the UI. And I tried to segregate out all the code that actually changes things on the Google Drive into this other file here, manage Google files. That segregation is not perfect yet, but I'm gonna, I'll be improving this over time, especially as bugs come up or anything like that. I'll be improving it. Feel free to look around in there, and these files are the same files that are over here. So, okay, and that's it. Thanks for your consideration, and I'll look forward to hearing back from you.